How do everybody? Nice back here again, and today we're going to have a look at Arma Hobbies Mark II ABC, and it says Eastern Front up there. Okay, so this is 1/72nd, and it's one of their deluxe sets. So within this, you get plastic parts, you get some 3D printed parts, and you get marking options for. It's got 7 on the back. Okay, I'll just quickly swizz around. So we've got a few actual Russian wars and some British ones that flew out in Russia. So what I'll do, we'll open the box and we'll get cracking. So start with the instruction manual. We get a nice A5 booklet. Okay, we get a little bit of spiel on here about the Hurricane. Then we move on to the sprue map. Okay, and there's 2 sprues of each. Okay, they've done them separately, so you get one full set and another full set. So we'll just be having a look at one of these sets. You get your wheel mass and you get some 3D printed parts, which we'll have a look at later. Okay, so cracking straight on. We've got our colour callouts just there, and as you can see, we've got a Mitaka, AK, Live Colour, Ammo, Humbrol, Vallejo, and Tamiya. And it's saying to make sure you choose which markings you want to do, because obviously you've got different parts for different markings. As we can see there, markings 5 and 7, marking 2, 5, 4, 5, 7 for the exhaust, and so on. Okay, so make sure you get your bits and pieces out and mark it out to start with what you want. So straight into the wing construction. Okay, so we've got the undercarriage bay going on to the upper wing, and then we've got the lower wing joining onto the upper wing. Again, parts where we want to different options. So you've got some looks like ammo chutes or something down there, or it might be for bomb racks. I'm not certain. We'll have a look at that as we get through it. We then move into the cockpit itself, and we've got the armor plating, the seat, harnesses, looking like they are in decal form, but it does say use resin part R3, which we'll have a look at the resin bits and pieces in a minute. We've then got the instrument panel and the tubing for the actual cockpit going together. We've got the cockpit sidewall bits and pieces joining the cockpit together, and then we go on to actually joining the fuselage, putting the tail parts on. We've got the belly radiator going on. We've then got the undercarriage going on, okay, and the undercarriage wheels and doors and all that good stuff. And then we have the cannons going in. If you're building a certain option that has the cannon, so you can see how it's saying C there. Okay, so that's potentially for option C. And then obviously you've got other options if you just want an option with no cannons on. So you can see there how we've got the guns there for the 303 Brownings. Some more cannons going into the wing there, as you can see. And then we're going straight in the colour call out. So we've got one from the 607 Fighter Aviation Regiment, USSR, April 1942. The next one is 152nd Fighter Aviation Regiment, USSR, February 1942. And we've got another 178 Fighter Regiment, USSR, 1943. We've got a all over white one. Okay, unit unknown, probably 26th Fighter Aviation Regiment, 1941-42 during the winter. We have a 81 Squadron, B Flight, Operation Benedict, USSR, October 1941. In September 1941, the plane had a standard painting without white elements. So later on, they put these white elements on. Then we've got the 3 Guards Fighter Aviation Regiment pilot, USSR. Pilot is Captain C.G. Kolodskos, autumn 1942. And then we've got another Operation Benedict from 134 Squadron, Wenger, USSR, October 1941. And there is a added bonus. Okay, so we've got this one. So this one is from the Finnish Air Forces, 34th Fighter Squadron, Spring 1944. And I'm assuming those two would be the Finnish swastika. So we'll have to see whether they're actually in the decals, which we'll have a look at in a minute. So, starting with the kit itself. This is the first time I'm seeing Arma Hobbies Hurricane in 72nd, I believe. I can't remember doing one in the past. But it looks absolutely stunning. It's got some really nice panel line detail. Okay, rivet detail where it's needed, raised rivets. We've got the upper wing here. Again, some nice overall detail. We've got the some wing tanks, some bombs, tail wheel. We have our exhaust stubs just there. We then have another part. Okay, so again, these are the different wings. So now we've got the wings with the actual cannons. So the one previous had the 4 Brownings, as you can see just here. This one's got the cannons, so there and there. Same detail on the wings. And then we've got the fuselage parts here. Some nice raised detail for the fabric texture on the rear of the fuselage and on the one-piece tail and parts. We have our cannons, our tropical air filter, parts of the undercarriage bay, which looks really nice. Some nice raised detail on there. A little bit of flash. So we've got a little bit of flash on the actual prop over here, as you can see. All of that, not too bad. We have our clear parts. Okay, that clear part's got a little bit of a scratch, but that was sandwiched in between the 2 grace parts, so I'm not surprised it's got a little bit of damage. We've then moved on to the 3D parts. So here we have our 3D parts. I don't know how much I'll be able to get out to be able to show you, but we'll have a look. So in here, if I can get it out without damaging it, okay. In here, we have our seats with harnesses and some other odds and sods in there. We have our exhausts, the 2 different types. So you've got your fluted type and you've got the round type. Okay, with the round type, I've got little holes in them. Okay, and even the fluted type has got ever so such a little bit of a hole where the exhaust gases would be expanded. And you can see some other bits and pieces. So we've got some of the cannons just here. Now these are all broken off. Okay, these would have was wrapped in bubble wrap, and these would have got broken off in the place, but there's no damage to the actual parts themselves. It's just the sprue bits on a cage here that have been damaged. But other than that, they look absolutely lovely. So I'll just move them out of the way so I don't lose all the parts. Next up, we have 2 canopy masts. So we've got the internal, external, and the wheel mast just there. And that leaves us on to the decals. So where's the bonus ones? Okay, let's have a look at that in a minute. HC 45 465. So they've got the actual numbers there, but they haven't given you any actual markings. Okay, so you've got the numbers, but you haven't got the markings. Yeah, it's easy enough to paint, but they could have supplied it in 2 halves. These are printed by TechMod, so I've never used TechMod before, so I don't know what they're like. They're very, very glossy, but they look really, really nice. Really bright, bold, solid colours on all of them, even the white. So that is Arma Hobbies 177 Hurricane Mark II A, B and C. Okay, so with this kit, like I said, you've got 2 machines in there that you can build, and you've got 2 full kits of everything, and you can build 2 different types of aircraft with the 3D printed parts. You haven't got 2 of each one. You've got 2 seats and other bits and pieces, but you haven't got like 2 sets of each exhaust. Okay, so you have to make your choice whether you want the rounded type or like the fluted sort of type of exhaust. But that's nothing major really. Okay, but all of that looks like a really, really nice kit. Too small for me. I'll be going Bonsai with that. Okay, but other than that, it's a really, really nice kit. Anyway, that's it from me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.